Hey everyone, it's Nicole.
And Tania.
No,
Hi,
Jamie.
everybody. No,
He's
Jamie, today.
he's been asleep for like 2 hours already. Well, he's been asleep. I walked by the room after like 20 minutes and the light was still on. I was like, go to bed.
Oh, my God.
I felt like a mom. I was like, go to bed.
It's just if he doesn't sleep early, he's not going to, be
I know,
alive
'cause
tomorrow.
he needs to be up in 5 hours. I think
Oh,
it's
my
5
God.
hours, something like that. All right, let's see who's here. So Irene says, have a nice night. By me, it's very early Friday morning, already the 11th of March. My daughter's birthday is today. Happy birthday to your daughter, Irene. Anita is here. Bree's here. Samantha, Brandy, Tui. I think I said that right. Sarah, Taylor said, I made it to a live. Yay! Welcome. Good to see you. Nicole's here. The other Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
One of the many Nicoles.
Yeah.
So it's really confusing when I get to all the many Nicoles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm working on, what the heck is the name? Willow. That's what the name of it is. Willow from Diamond Art Club. This is for Bella Arts DP along because it's got the butterfly here. And then Emeralds along. I think
Uh-huh.
the hashtag is. And then Mermaids and Magic 2022. So I think that's it. And then the DP with Sparklers was at Sparklers Gone Wild because I'm replacing, what is it, 3770 with these frosted squares. They're very sparkly. They're very shiny.
I know. Those are really pretty.
This is the first time I've ever changed anything in a painting.
I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you.
Thanks. I'm growing. It only took 2 years. Well, I don't want to start another addiction. Everybody else, I feel like it always gets into something. There was someone in one of the groups that was saying okay, first I had a painting addiction, then I had a pen addiction, now I have a tray addiction. What's next? And then I was like, well, next would probably be cover minders or washi tape, but actually it'd probably be sparklers and stuff. Would probably be the next one. I didn't even think of that.
I've been there.
Yeah. Let's see, Brandy's.
Tina was probably my second friend or my third friend in the community because the first thing that I got was pens.
Mm-hmm.
The first accessory that I got was pens.
Yeah.
From BFF.
Yeah.
So I actually I chatted with Katam, which is the business owner, and I was also buying some sparklers because I was doing something for my mother-in-law, and I was blinging it up. So
nice.
I was talking also to Tina, and she connected me with people in Mexico that were diamond painting, and by at that time, I thought I was alone.
You're never alone. Not in this community.
No, I know.
Brandy says that's horrible not getting sleep when you need to be up early. Happens to me so often. Yeah. So every day this week because it's really hard to lay down at 6 o'clock because it's still light out, and there's always something that comes up, like a printer that's having problems. Of course, right before he's going to go to bed, and I was like, "Can you please help me?" So I really try to let him go to bed, but it's 6 or 7. It's still light out, and because daylight savings time is next weekend, so then it won't be light out as late, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think so. Spring forward. Yeah. So, but yeah, so and then he has to be up at every morning. It's been 1:45 or 2 o'clock. The other day it was 1:50 because I was going to bed. And I woke him up. I'm like, what time do you have to be up? He's 2 o'clock. I'm like, oh, sorry. Go back to sleep for 10 minutes.
Snooze.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I was like, I thought your alarm didn't go off. I thought it was 1:45. Let's see who else is here. Let's see. Hey, yo, it's Liz from Facebook. Just got my order day. Everything is gorgeous. Awesome. Glad to hear that. I'm the other Nicole who is always having surgeries. So true. I actually scheduled my surgeon appointment, the podiatrist, whatever it's called, for next Thursday. Yeah, next Thursday. Or
Oh my God.
because I was busy and I was like, call them, schedule this, because the referral came through. So yeah, next Thursday I'll be going to talk to them again. All right, let's see. Crystal's here. Joy is here. Hello. Not sure if I've seen you in here before. Might have missed you. But if it's your first time, welcome. Susan says hi, everyone. Shoshana waving. Hi, guys, says Jess. I'm working on Undersea Dreaming for Mermaids and Magic. Patty is here. Well, good to have everyone here. Thanks for joining. Tanya is helping me because Damien, like we're talking about, he's been in bed for like 2 hours already. But I was talking to her and I was like, you know, maybe I should do a working chat or something and talk about things. And she was like, no, let's go live. Okay, let's do this.
It's easier.
Yeah, so like here we are, and then people can ask questions at the same time, and maybe I'll get some diamond painting done. Let's see who else is here. Melissa says hi. Nicole says recovering from ankle surgery from 3 weeks ago. Just scheduled left knee surgery for September. Yikes, man, you were in my thoughts. Like that's craziness. That's a lot of surgeries. Nia says, I'm still busy and didn't have time to touch my event DP. Oh, no. Well, hopefully you get some time soon. Tina says, hi, foot surgery is not fun. Been there. Yeah, so I had foot surgeries back in 2006. I had 4 surgeries on each foot. And then I had the foot surgery 2 years ago, which got me started with diamond painting because I needed something to do to pass time. And then here we are 2 years later. I'm gonna order my first diamond painting. I have to look back. It was Amazon, of course, because that's a lot of people buy Amazon first. I think it was the 15th of March, so it's coming up soon. Let's see. Kimberly says hello. Gonna try to get 15 minutes of DP in tonight. Awesome. Well, thanks for doing it. Cheryl says good evening. Is it Tara or Tara? T-A-R-A. Tara.
I can say it in Mexican. Tara, hello.
Hello. Hi there. First time on a live. Well, welcome. Good to see you. Let me know how I say it correctly. I think it's Jerica says hello. I think you're new here too, maybe. Good to see you. You are. And then Catherine says, I'm later. Sorry. So Tara. Yeah, second one. Okay. So Tara. Gotcha. So glad I eventually got that right. Okay, so I've got my, oh man, it went away. It was one of these like color changing without spilling it. And it's the Harry Potter, I'm up to no good, mischief managed, but I guess my tea has cooled off because it's no longer changed. I was like gonna show it because I was like, oh, it's cool like the color changing trays. But no, so. Joy says I'm late too. Sorry, man, you guys. Jeez Louise. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. Victoria says, hi, I'm new here. Awesome.
Hi, Victoria. Welcome.
So many new people. That's awesome. We're night
I think that's
so like we're usually up at night, but everyone else like has lives during the week, so that's why Jamie and I go live on the weekend. Well, that and you know he wouldn't be awake. Doesn't really work during the week, so that's why we have to do our lives on Saturday. But our lives are Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time if you'd like to join us. I think almost every Saturday we've been going. She's from Tennessee. Sarah says it's okay. We're still doing roll call. And then Sherry's here. Thanks, Sarah. Sharon's here. Well, there's so many people joining, and I don't want to like I don't know start the whole spiel until like people join. So Kathleen's here. Hi, good to see you.
I think we can talk about the event first.
Yeah.
So that we make time for people to join.
Yeah. So Anna's here. What?
Hi, Anna.
It is nighttime, so she can make it.
Yeah.
Anna's a night owl. What time do you normally wake up now, Anna? Like 5 p.m.? So she's always up late. Evening stream, let's go. Yeah, good to see you. Brandy says, I work at my daytime job at 8 p.m. PST. We have so much to do. My DP event project is taking a back seat for the weekends only right now. Ugh, sorry to hear that. My day ends at midnight and starts at 5:30 a.m., says Shoshana. Ugh, that's rough.
Rough, yeah.
Let's see. Yes, I can make these times. I'm not asleep. And Patty says, my first live with you, still hoping to get a chance to order trays soon. Loving the event. Jess says, I'll be starting my Canvas 3 event this weekend. I should finish this Canvas tomorrow. So many events. There are so many events. And we love supporting the community. So like double, triple, dip, quadruple, all that good stuff. Because this counts for 4 campuses. So like I am all for that. Like if I could do a painting and it counts for a bunch of events, I will do it. So we do have our event happening right now, which is Bella Arts DP Along. And basically it's any diamond painting that reminds you of a loved one, living or past. And I guess I should say an animal too, like living or past, like animals or people. Because I might do the guinea pig one in memory of Harry. Is this not sticking? I need to do my glue dots, I think. So this one I'm doing because it has the butterfly in her hair, and it reminds me of my best friend Summer, and she was kind of like, punk rock kind of stuff. So like it reminds me of her. So that counts. So yeah, anything that reminds you of a loved one. The only rules are you had to start after March 1st. You have to finish by April 30th. So that's 2 months. And it has to be at least a 30 centimeter by 40 centimeter full drill painting. And then there's a Google form to fill out. You can find it if you're on our Instagram. We have it on our link tree. It's in our Facebook group, Bella Arts DP Along. Or just ask me and I'll share the link. And you don't have to post to like social media pages and stuff if you don't want to, but we're going to do random pop-ups, and that's how we know that you're still working on your painting, is the random pop-ups and seeing that you've already been working on them. So yeah, I think that's about it. Is that it? Did I cover everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Pretty much.
Join us at any time, as long as you finish by April 30th. So, I mean, I guess if you're really fast, you could join on April 29th and finish by April 30th. We'd be like,
so, and what happens if you work on 2 or more campuses? It's only one.
Yeah, so you only get one entry, but the pop-up random giveaways are mostly for like people still working on their diamond paintings. So if you finish one and you still want to be, kind of eligible for those random pop-ups, then you can start another diamond painting.
Okay.
So, which I know there's someone who said they're finished already, and I think she said she was starting another one. I'm trying to keep up with the Facebook group, y'all, but like y'all been keeping me really busy, and then I'm like finding time to like de-stress, and so I don't really get on the Facebook page very much, but you guys are doing an amazing job of sharing your progress and encouraging one another, which is what this is all about. That's why we do the diamond painting alongs, is to have a community and support each other. And yeah, so hopefully you're enjoying it. But yeah, join us if you want to. What happens if we don't finish? You're just not eligible for the grand prize. So you can still do the random pop-up giveaways, but just not the grand prize. And most everything should be gift cards, because we have customers from all over the world. I think we've sent to 44 countries. Gift cards are usually easiest to do, because then people can pick out what they want or have it pay for shipping, because I know shipping sucks. Yeah, so let's see. Donna says, first time here in Kentucky, kitting up a painting. Well, glad to have you. Brandy says, Shoshana needs no sleep for real. I wish I could do that. Like, I could do that when I was younger. I can't do that now. I just can't. Let's see. I just grabbed my painting from my house this week so I can get it entered for the event. Awesome. Cheryl says, I have a question about using one of the 3 divider translucent trays. It's a blue, and no matter what I've tried, the drills will not line up straight. What tip am I missing for try, please? Have you tried?
Let me grab my 3 divider tray. It's over here. I'm sorry. I have to, because it's not here. I'm not working on confetti, so.
I was going to say, have you tried dryer sheets? That would be one thing. 2, are you using like wax and stuff? Because you might want to like wipe down your tray because like the wax residue affects those trays. What's some other ones? I mean, you just kind of have to like finesse, like not like shake too hard.
It's something that you like. And our expert is Anna.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anna is our expert. I'm gonna try, Anna. I'm really gonna try because this is not my jam. I only have 2 of these, and I don't use them too much because I work color by color. So okay, these are little tiny pieces of dryer sheet.
Yeah, to go in the grooves. Yeah.
So they are destroyed. Now I'm going to put the dividers, and like you have to really like make sure that you're getting them in the right place, right?
Tara says, want to watch and hear everything, but have to head out. I'm a nanny for twins and have to go to sleep. It's 11 here, and I wake at 5, so I'll have to watch the replay. I'm sorry to miss it. Not a problem. Yeah, watch the replay. We'll have all the information there.
Okay.
Shoshana says, I was going to ask if I could start a second one. Yep, you can. Sarah says, oh crap, I really hope Dreamer Design sends me the replacement drill stat. Yeah. They're usually quick. I mean, they're quick about sending them. Anna says, I have a bajillion of them. Yeah, and Anna can send you videos.
Yeah, if I can't show you like the real thing, like how to do this, I'm gonna try. I am not an expert, I have to say. So I'm gonna try.
I can get my 3 divider out too if it doesn't work, but we'll see. So to kind of touch on things. So the reason we're doing this pop-up live is because we had a extremely fast tray release on Tuesday, the fastest we've ever had by far. Both releases sold out, I think, in under 3 minutes. And that was just crazy for us to watch, for sure. Like we're sitting there and we're like, oh my God, like what? Like where there's the orders and things and there's nothing left, and what is happening right now? Oh, you're doing a good job. You're doing
yeah, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
And with rounds, I don't like to put them pull them down, but I like to do that with squares. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think I did a good job.
Yeah, you did. You did a good job. Yeah, you just kind of have to finesse it, Cheryl, and kind of like shake a little bit harder at times and a little bit, softer. It just kind of takes a finesse.
And because I know that this is shaking a little bit like harder than this side, because this is the shaking side. So this is shaking.
Yeah, turn it around.
Stronger. So you can turn it around and then you have like the same amount of shakiness.
Yeah.
There you go.
Crystal says, I love my 3 divider trays. All, if not most of my posts have them. Yeah. So it's just finesse, and then you can turn it around. Melissa says, I have never not gotten an order in and I missed both. It was crazy. So yes, it was crazy. And
it was
like, I feel like we're a family. We care about our customers. A lot of customers have become friends, like Tania. And we do care. And so families get upset with each other, but hopefully at the end of the day, everyone realizes that we're doing the best that we can. And we are human. And so it was a little hurtful. I'll be honest, because I'm a very like empathetic person and an emotional person. Tanya knows all too well.
I know.
I'm
And,
an emotional person, and I take it to heart. And so it was really hard for me with all of like the posts and comments and stuff. And so I've been thinking about it for a couple days, and like I didn't know what to say or do or address or anyways. And so then we figured we would do this. So we're doing the best that we can, like literally. And when I say we run 24/7, we run 24/7. And Tanya knows, like I have to go to reset the printers at 11:45 tonight, and I'll reset the printers. I've got most of the printers are at our office, which I'll get to that in a minute. But then we do have printers at the house. That way I can change them a lot more often. With the cover minders that we 3D print into them, they pause and I have to put the magnets in. And so I have most of those printers here so I can get the cover minders done faster. And the color changing trays, to keep an eye on them because they've been a little finicky. And those get changed a little bit faster than than the other trays. So the tray sets take 6 hours and 45 minutes to print. The max trays, Jamie just recently got the timing down because he's always trying to, finagle with it, but not like decrease anything. But sometimes if you change one little setting, it changes it. So he's got that down to 5 hours and 45 minutes, I believe it is. And then the 3 divider trays take 4 hours and 30 minutes, I want to say. And then the Thingiverse trays take 5 hours and 15 minutes. I think that's all right. Yeah. So they take a while. Like they really do. They take a while to print. I just saw someone ask, curious, how many printers do you run? I don't even know. That's a
lot.
A lot.
I'm telling you. And
so we talked about this a little bit in our live last weekend. So we have designated printers for towers. We have designated printers for trays. We have designated printers for the small things like the cover minders, because like we figured out what works best on each, and
what filament works best.
What filament works best. Because you can't do the silk on like the minis. You can only do them on the larger ones and stuff. So we have designated printers. So it just depends on what's ordered as far as if we, have a bunch of towers to print, then those are going. If we don't, then those aren't going. The tray printers are like always going, like always. Like they never stop.
Never.
So like we work 24/7. That I'm going to go reset the trays at 11:45. I've been resetting the trays here. Jamie will be up at 2 o'clock. I think he'll be up at 2. So he won't be resetting the tray printers, but he will reset any towers that are done. And we'll reset any trays or cover minders that are here. Then one of our employees goes in at 9, so she'll reset the printers, and then they get reset kind of like in the daytime. It depends on what we're restarting, and then I do like the nighttime. So they get changed about 3-4 times a day. It really just depends on how many what we're printing, because we try to like space it out, or we don't space it out. We pretty much like run on top of each other. But does that make sense what I'm saying? Yeah.
Kind
of. So
it makes sense to me, but I don't know if people are.
So we're always resetting them. Like if we're there and we're available and they're done, we're resetting them. And I'm setting timers. Like I have my alarm clock set for 11:30 to go over to the office to reset the printers and stuff like that. I have insomnia, so I'm usually up which is
Pretty
fine.
late.
Jamie has to, you know, be up early, so he's able to reset the printers. Typically, he's not on this like 2 a.m. kind of shift. He's normally on like the 6 a.m. shift, so then it kind of works a little better for restarting. But yeah, so when I say we're 24/7, we're 24/7 as far as the printers go. Shipping, so the employees are working in their various shifts, but like 9 to 5 because they can't mail anything after 5. So they're working then. And I'm always doing something. Tanya knows, like I'm answering emails, I'm answering messages, comments, I'm, you know, doing adjustments to orders, or I'm resetting all the printers, or, you know, we're looking at, you know, things that we need to do, or I'm buying boxes, or I'm buying tape, or buying filament, or it never ends. Never ends. So let's see. Hold on 2 seconds. I wasn't going to get the rainbow trays, but your video on Monday changed my mind. Well, I'm glad the video on Monday helped. That was all by myself. Yeah. And I just wanted to kind of show for anyone who didn't want to watch the Saturday live, what, like how they change, like we're different colors and that they come in different variations that we don't control. So I'm glad that helped, but also like it costs way too many extra people to be on there. But I just and then I ended up talking for an hour, so you know, which is like basically our live. I was trying to keep it short, but anyone knows me, I talk. Christina's here. Hi guys. Brandy says you guys are amazing. Thank you. Are those times per set? Those were times per set. We can't do multiple at a time. Most of the it's like the print bed. So like this takes up the entire print bed, printing it like this, because it needs like a border around it of empty space. So like this takes up the entire build plate, and then this takes up the entire build plate. Because it's not only these, that's the other thing. It's not only these, the lids have to print with it. I'm not sure what the configuration is, but it's something, is it like this? No, I don't know. It's a square. It's a square rectangle, and they print next to each other. And so it takes up the entire build plate. And then same thing with the max trays. So the max tray is the lid next to it, and then the max tray there. So it takes up the whole build plate. And then same thing with the 3 divider trays, as well as the little stoppers are in there now. So those are printing at the same time too. So we could print faster when we didn't have the stoppers. Now that we have the stoppers, it takes longer to print with those. Let me see if any. I was shocked to see the color changing trays are on the site. I got one of each. Yeah, those are still available, but the rainbow trays are what sold out. We released the color changing last week, and they sold out really fast at both releases. But this week they were still there. I'd love to see how they're made. I think it'd be interesting to see them being made. Anyway, could do a quick live or video. So we can show some things, but some things are proprietary. And we have enough people trying to copy what we do and create that we don't need to make it any easier for them. So we will never show how trays are made. That's actually something that we're working on getting a patent on. So we'll never show how the trays are made. But there are other things that we can show. Which we may be able to do the Thingiverse tray. That's the free file tray. Where is that? That's this. It's a free file tray, and then we did modifications to it, like adding a lid. The inside, where's the camera? The inside has the little ramp that goes up that Jamie designed. So if you lose the stopper, it's fine. And then the stopper he created, and we changed like the lines and stuff, and then put this little lip in here to help with the drills, kind of funnel them out. So we could probably do one on this because we actually uploaded the file, but it's not for commercial use. So if you have your own printer, you can print these. But if you have your own printer and print these and sell these, you can't do that. But we could show how these are printed. So that's about the only tray that we could show. The rest of the trays are all created by Jamie from scratch. And so those we wouldn't be able to. So, Teresa says, understandable. Nita says the color changing is still available for the entire events, I think. Last week I missed them, and last Tuesday I was able to grab change of color, but missed the rainbow ones. Have to wait another 2 weeks. Yeah, we're gonna try filament. So this is the other thing. Filament has been going like hotcakes. There's a lot more people, and if you look, the 3D printer industry has grown like exponentially. And Tanya can attest to it. So, yeah. And this is one thing that I was going to talk about. So, the rainbow filament that we got to do these rainbow trays, there's no more available, like at all. Like it got removed from Amazon, and like I cannot find it anywhere. I did hours of trying to search. Tanya was like, I was trying to message the seller and see if, hey, is it just right now it's out of stock? Are you guys going to be coming back in stock with it? No response. I don't know where they're based out of, because that's the hard thing with Amazon. Like at least all of our other companies that we get from are US companies. And so it's a lot easier to get in touch with them, but I have no clue where these other companies are. And so, yeah, so I contacted them. But we did get we got a bunch of rolls before they got taken off the site, which is maybe we got the last of what they had. And even my father-in-law, who was like, wow, those are really pretty. Like they're fast color changing. He bought 2 and they're being sent to him before we found out that they were sold out. Well, we've now convinced him to send those 2 rolls to us so that we can provide more trades for you guys. So like when we're dedicated, like we're dedicated. I'm not kidding. So yeah, so my father-in-law, once he gets the rolls, then he's going to turn around and mail them out to us. So, so with that in mind, 2 weeks roughly. It just depends on when the filament comes in, because like we were supposed to get some of the filament on Tuesday, I think it was, and then it got delayed till Thursday morning. So, and that was with Amazon. So, you know, it's kind of unpredictable at times. Everybody knows shipping is crazy. So we're hoping to release them. What is that? Tuesday. We're hoping to release them the 22nd, but we just have to make sure that we're going to get the filament in and be able to fill the orders. I think a lot of it was going to get in on the 25th, but then some of them updated and they were going to get in on the 22nd. So we just want to make sure, because it's very stressful not having the filament and selling it and then waiting on the filament to get here. Like I just personally, like that's just stressful and not something that I want to put myself through as a small business owner of like, is it going to be here? Will it be here on time? Can I still fill the orders in time? So like, we don't normally like doing that. So hopefully in 2 weeks, we will be able to list more rainbow. Now, because we're limited on what we can list, and with how crazy it was before, we will be, we'll have a 2 per variable limit. Instead, last time we had 4, and I want to assure everyone, like I spent an hour going through orders and making sure that no one ordered over the limit, you know, because if you order one time and then you order again, the system doesn't necessarily stop you from ordering. It just creates the limit for the order that you're on. And so, Tanya, can you tell Colleen what canvas you're working on?
Yeah, this is Joyous Ladies. Let me grab the link. I think I have it here.
Okay, she'll include the link for you. What was I talking about? I get sidetracked easily.
We were talking about the
limit.
Yeah.
So if you purchase, which Diamond Art Club just went through this recently when they released a J-wall, and people, they put a 1 canvas limit on it. And so people did multiple orders to get outside of that limit. And we also use a Shopify website, which is what they use. And so I went through and I checked to make sure that people who ordered, at the 12:30 release didn't order at the 6:30 release and order more, or they didn't, because they didn't really get a chance to do 2 orders at the same time. So, because they sold out so fast. Let's see. I know you say you ship within 1.5 to 2 weeks, but I'm more than patient. So it's actually 1.5 to 2.5 weeks. And I just say that only because it's a little crazy right now. But I'll get to that in a second. So we had a limit. Everybody stayed within the limits because we have amazing customers. So they stayed within the limits. So they, didn't get above that. So the next time, so when we offer them, hopefully in 2 weeks, it will be, and we'll make it clear, it'll be a 2 per variant limit. So that means you could get 2 sets of smalls, which is 4 smalls, 2 larges, 2 max trays, or 2 thingiverse trays. And we're going to put that limit on there. And if you've already purchased above that limit, then you won't be able to purchase above that limit. And it's going to create more work for me. Going back and making sure that, okay, this person ordered 2 sets today. Did they order 1 set before? But I'm committed to trying to keep this as fair as I possibly can. Tanya can attest to it. We're always as fair as we possibly can be. And so, yeah, so we're going to do that where it's going to be 2 per variant. And then if you've already purchased above that limit, then you can't purchase again. And Tanya, you feel like that's fair, right?
Yeah, I do feel that is fair. Yeah. And I guess the thing is, we all want those color changing, like all the silks and all the rainbows and all the special effects filament. Yeah, we all want them. So in order to have more people getting a chance to get them and knowing that they will come back, because this is not a one-time sale. So knowing that they will come back, we can all relax and get whatever we can get in the first, and then maybe order another one on the second, or holding back and letting people that didn't get a chance to order, have a chance to order something that we all want.
Yeah.
And this is something that I've been thinking about. Okay, let me pause for a second. Mary, are you asking me for this thing? This is the Bella tool, and it has all the multiplacers. And yeah, Nicole has one too.
Single placer.
So, yeah,
I love this. So I use it all the time.
I will put the link in a second, but this is something that I've been thinking about since yesterday, because trust me, Nicole got stressed out, and that stresses me out because I'm there,
Yeah.
I'm not right there beside her, but I'm reading all the comments, and I know what she's thinking, and I know what she's suffering, because oh my God, yesterday it was crazy. Yeah. So I was going through all of this, and I was thinking, maybe that's just me, but sometimes, because I know that colors are going to come back, and because I already own enough trays to work with, I don't have the rush and the need to get everything on the first release. I can wait, and I can take my time, and I can let other people order. And
colors, but like she said, colors do come back again. We're actually offering colors that we offered last year. So we are offering them again. Man, this wax is way too sticky.
And it was especially with those colors that that people want, those colors, you are always looking for restock the
Yeah.
color, for
Yeah.
restocking the color, like the silks, like the rainbow, like the color changing, like
Yeah.
because those are colors that are selling actually. So
Yeah.
it would be a bad business move not to restock that color.
Correct.
And you're savvy.
And yeah, and we are a business, but we also care too. And I think that's just part
that
of,
is important. That
being
is
an
really
empath or really caring about people, caring about our customers. Like,
Yeah.
that's why we impose the limits. I mean, there's other businesses that may, not impose limits and they just want the money. We're in it to help you guys have a more enjoyable diamond painting experience. And so, we're not just in it for the money and, don't care if you get the trays or not. Like, we honestly care. Like, we care. Trust me, we care. I was very upset that day. Like, very upset. Just remember to be kind. Like, there's so much going on in this world. Just remember to be kind. So yeah, so the different colors will be offered again. So I did find a different color changing filament that I believe, because I just found it today, that I believe is roughly the same thing. The only thing is that shipment was May. So have to wait until May. But like she said, it eventually comes around again. And a lot of times, the really fancy colors aren't even the trays that are like, 100% fantastic working. Like, these 3D Fuel, which is the American company that we support, is literally the best filament. Like, we love to support US companies first and foremost, because we are a US company and we hope people support us. But also, like, this is the best filament that we can find. It's pro filament. It's, the most expensive filament that we get. And it works the best. Like, it just does. But it's not all the fancy colors. So, like, people don't like go nuts over them. But trust me, like, they work really well. So let's see. Looked over for the filament. Because I got my notes because I forget things if you don't know me. I have fibromyalgia and it's called like a brain fog. And so I forget things really easily. So we do have employees, mostly because of my health. Like we were talking about earlier, I'm going back to the surgeon for my foot next Thursday. I know there's a lot of people in the community that have mental health. I had my therapist appointment today. Like, I've got health stuff, and I've got fibromyalgia. So it prevents me from being able to, do, a lot. And so that's why we mostly have employees, is so that they can help with that. Also, the other reason is Jamie is full-time Air Force. He's active duty Air Force. So like he has a full-time job. He has a day job. And so, he can't help with orders. And so it would just be me. And so I need help with orders. And there's just days where like the last few days, it may have to do with the stress and stuff. It's just I've been riding my scooter around the house. Like it's hard for me to walk on my foot. So that's why we have employees. Otherwise it would also take longer to get orders out, because we have that 1.5 to 2.5 week window, which we feel is a reasonable time period after you order, because everything we have is made to order. So, which there's a few caveats. Sometimes we overprint. Sometimes we accidentally print a small 10, white tower when it was supposed to be a large tower. So we do have some things that are printed. And like the small things, we'll try to print, a couple cover minders at the same time, especially if we're trying to change the filaments. So, we do have some things, but in general, especially with the trays, it's made to order, so that as a business, we don't just have a bunch of stuff sitting on the shelves. We don't just have it sitting there for who knows how long. And, we're only printing what gets ordered and then we're moving on to something else. So we have the employees and we pay for that expense so that we can get the orders out to you guys in that 1.5 to 2.5 week window, which it's usually before that. Tanya can attest to that. Like it's usually before the 1.5 to 2.5 week window. You know, I have people contact me and they're like, where's my order? I'm like, it's been 5 days. It's been 5
Even
days.
less. You've had people texting and messaged you like the next day. Order.
I'm like, it's made to order, which if you guys have any ideas on how to make that more clear, because I put them in all my Instagram posts, all my Facebook posts, it's listed out all the listings. There's the shipping policy on the top of the homepage, at the bottom of the homepage. You have to actually sign off, which I know no one reads it, but you should. There's a terms and agreements that you have to actually check off on in order to even check out. It has it there. And then it also, there's right before you check out, there's also, or when you add things to your cart, there's like a little underline shipping policy or something, and you can click on that too. So like we plaster it everywhere, but I still get it. People don't read, it happens. So it's 1.5 to 2.5 weeks after ordering, earlier if possible. And so people say, well, why don't you list more? If you can get these out fast, then why don't you list more? Well, one,
there's no way.
Yeah. One, because then we're no longer going to be in those windows. Two, that adds a lot more stress than there needs to be by, you know, overlisting, because I know it's not rational, but I don't like your orders sitting. Like if something's printed, we get it out. Like we don't just like hang on to, you know, like, oh, your trays are printed. It's fine. They're just going to sit over there. Like, no, we want them out. And so, you know, if it would be a lot more stressful, like, man, we've had this order for 2 weeks and we still don't have it out. Well, it's just because we have so many orders to fill, you know, but it would just be, I think it would just, we couldn't meet that 1.5 to 2.5 week window anymore. And so I think 1.5 to 2.5 weeks is a reasonable time for us to make and send your order, and not be, you know, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a couple months. Like that's just not acceptable to us. So we do have employees for that. Let me check and see. There's some questions real quick, and I'll move on to the next one. Sorry I'm late. By the way, Nicole, I received my new small trays and love them, sis Kay. Awesome. I'm glad you do. Sarah says it really does show you care. I'm glad it shows through. I do set my alarms every single week. So I was on right at 1:59 refreshing. That's 12:39 our time. That's the secret. Be logged into your account ahead of time and cart loaded with any other stuff. Yeah. And so that's why I tried to do that video on Monday, because I knew that the rainbow would be crazy, but I didn't know it would be that crazy. And so I tried to do the video to someone asking about your placers, but different ones in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm answering without answering.
Okay. Yeah. So I tried to do the video last Monday and give some advice, because Tanya actually posts, and I'm always like, after a couple weeks, I'm like, hey, can you post your post again? Like in the group to help with all the new people, you know, being logged on ahead of time. Shop Pay is like the quickest thing to do. I've heard that PayPal takes you to a new window and then sometimes it thinks about it. And so that might not be the best option, but being logged into your account, making sure your address is in there already, your credit card information, you can actually add stuff to the cart and already have all of your information in there. And then you can just add the trays. So we get everything listed, and we're working the night before release and the morning of for several hours to like update the cover minders, update the multi-placers, update the bellow minders, update the towers, update the little stoppers that go in these trays. Like we're updating everything ahead of time and like checking to see like, okay, within this 1.5 to 2.5 weeks time span, what can we print? And giving you color options, because if we didn't have as many tower colors, then we could probably list more towers, but then you wouldn't have like a array of towers. But we have to kind of like guess and say like, oh yeah, people, you know, they're going to buy, you know, all white towers this week. Yeah, no, it's yellow that week. We can't guess ahead of time. showing or something?
Okay, I'm showing because Sandy is asking what the difference is between the regular and the silk
It's
filament.
just shiny.
Yeah, this is really, really like, it's just my lighting because it's night over here and I have no natural light. But
Yeah.
I hope it shows. Like, look at the shine of the red one. That is the silk.
Yeah.
Look.
This one's the silk and this one's the regular. So it's
this is the regular.
Yeah. It's just shiny. Someone asked, is it real silk? It is not real silk.
No.
That's just the additives that get in there that make it a shiny color. So that's why they call it silk. So let's see. Hearts. I didn't get your rainbow, but that's okay, says Crystal. TX Butterfly says order the, what'd you order? Ordered the wet. Nicole says, I love how much you guys care. You show it in your work and in your packages that we get. Yeah, people say we wrap them like mummies. And then Alyssa, she has trouble with her hands, and she's like, I can't even unwrap some of the packages that Nicole's team wraps. So we don't want to have to reprint it again. We don't want you to get a broken product, and we don't want to have to spend the time printing it again, because then, well, A, we have to fight with the insurance company, which they don't want to cover if they don't have to. And then B, we would have to take time away from printing something else to reprint it again and send it to you. So if we can send it
you may not even have the filament.
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, like if rainbow breaks, like we don't have the extra rainbow filament. So we wrap, like the silk colors, we wrap them 3 times. And then the other ones, we wrap them like 1.5 times. So like, yeah, we wrap everything well because we don't want them to break. Let's see. What is the name of the filament company? The US company that we use the most is 3D Fuel. Dawn says, thank you, Nicole, for doing so much to try to make the buying the rainbow trays equal for all. Your customer service is absolutely amazing. Thank you for that. It's very kind of you. Nicole says, fibromyalgia is a big issue for me too. I feel your pain. I'm sorry you have that too. It sucks. Cheryl says, you all have a life too. We do? I don't feel like we do. I honestly don't feel like we do. It's always work, which it's gotten a little better with the recent employees. They're a lot more helpful and efficient. Yeah. So it has gotten a little better. But on days like Tuesday, when I have to answer like 50,000 bajillion messages and comments and messages of upsetness through Messenger and Instagram and my email, like that takes away from everything. Like I don't have time to do, if I'm dealing with customer service because you sent me an email, I don't have as much time to work on orders. So keep that in mind when you're when you email customer service. The other thing is, hang on, let me check real quick to see if anyone else. A cup of patience and kindness goes a long way when you're buying from a small business. Yeah, we're not Amazon. We're not a conglomerate. Like, I know we've grown, but we're still a small business. Yes, we have employees, but I explained why. Most of it's because of my health, and I need help. And so we're still a small business. And so you're dealing with individuals who have feelings and thoughts and all that stuff. Jess says, Shop Pay is pretty fast, or Apple Pay. Yeah, Apple Pay is too. I'm using PayPal, and every time about checkout, it always automatically go to the PayPal website to verify first before I manage to get the orders. Yeah, so yeah. PayPal, I think, is a little slower. My first order from you is the rainbow trays and some other things. My order are already on the way. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you for your first order, and hopefully you love them. Taylor says, it really shows how much you all care. I wanted the rainbow, but didn't have to have them, so I waited to allow others who really wanted them to get them this round. Thank you for doing that, because they do come back. Bree says, when we have the 4 straight and skinny plaster available again? They sold out really fast. We should have them on Tuesday, because those take a little bit to print, and so we're trying to get through orders, but we'll at least have them up on Tuesday. Cheryl says, would it help you to have the bubble wrap? back. If you would like to, we've actually had people do that. They have sent us the bubble wrap back and sent us our business cards back. Which if you don't want a business card, you can send us an email and we won't put a business card if you don't have anyone to give them to. But the reason, even though we know that you order a lot, the reason that we give you a business card is so that you can give them out to your family and friends. Because I know our main, our niche is diamond painting tools, but we also do Christmas. We did cookie cutters. We've done ornaments before. We do pen holders, which people can use for anything. We do like theme stuff. The butterfly that we have, you can actually, I think the file was originally for earrings or jewelry, which I'm using them for my multi-placers and tips. But this is technically a jewelry box. So like, we make things that aren't just for diamond painters. So the reason we send cards is so you can pass them out, because sharing is caring. You didn't know. And small business, we rely on word of mouth like small businesses do. And the reason we're growing is because you guys are sharing, which we appreciate. You're sharing them in groups when you get the things, or you're like, oh, well, this is a really good sale happening, or they're doing a giveaway, or they have an event. Sharing and word of mouth is vital to a small business. So please keep it going. But yeah, Cheryl, if you would like to send us the bubble wrap back, we will use it. Trust me, we will use it. Taylor said, I did get the new size of multi-placers though. The new colors are my favorite. Yeah, they are pretty. Sandy says, I had the rainbow set in my cart and just when PayPal was going complete, order the items are gone. Yeah, that was another thing that I want to talk about. So there's a lot of sites that if your item goes out of stock, it's no longer available. So even with Amazon, if I like the filament that we were trying to get, the rainbow filament, it's now out of stock. Like I tried to buy it and we bought as much as we could. And the next thing I knew, like you couldn't buy anymore. And there was already a limit on it. So I was only able to order so much and we were ordering it from like a couple different accounts. So it was like, we have my account, we have Jamie's account, we have a business account. Like, so we're trying to order it. So if it goes out of stock, it goes out of stock. It's no longer available. They don't have it to sell to you. So it's the same way with the trays or anything, the towers. Like if you're trying to buy towers and then they go out of stock, then they're not available. So I'm sorry that happens, but unfortunately there's literally nothing we can do about it. The diamond painting, like Diamond Art Club works the same way on their limited edition kits. So yeah, like if it, there's nothing we can do about that. I'm sorry. But we will be doing that 2 per variant listing limit. So the other thing is that I want to talk about is we don't normally sell out that fast. We just don't. Like we don't. And Tanya's been around for a while. Like, and she was talking about, she's like, in the beginning, when I first started buying from you guys, you would sell out. The reason is we didn't have as many printers. And so when she first started, we were working out of the house. So there's only so many printers we have, which we actually were in a smaller house. And in that house, we had printers on the dining room table. We had printers on the coffee table. We had printers in the kitchen. We had printers in the one spare bedroom, and then the office. So like we had printers everywhere. And so everywhere. And so we actually moved so that we could expand. Still, like, didn't think that we'd keep the business going. As I'm still shocked. I'm always like, we still have a business. Like, I can't believe it. Like, we're still going. And it's because of you guys, because you still want to keep buying. So, keep buying and we'll still be here. But so we actually moved to a bigger house. And then we started off and it was like one room, and then it was the craft room, and then it was like out in the like dining room area, and then the spare bedroom. So like, again, we were trying to keep up with demand and we were expanding, and we kept getting new printers as we had the, equity available to purchase them and purchase the filament upfront, because these are all upfront costs. The printers are up front, the filaments up front, boxes are up front, bubble wrap, business cards, the tape, like, everything is up front. And so you're taking a risk, when you do that. And so, we're taking more risks now. do. We are taking more risks now than we used to. You know, we believe that you guys are going to keep, buying and keeping us going. And we, love being a part of this community. So when Tanya first started buying, we were out of our house, or out of our second house, the house that we're in now. And so we would sell out because we could only list so much because we only had so much space for printers. We did acquire, and it's an expense, but we did acquire a office building, and it's a major expense, but it was a risk that we were willing to take. And thank goodness it paid off, that you guys completely go to waste. But we figured with real estate, you can always sell it again too. But anyways, so we acquired the office space. And so we were able to expand, but there's still only so many places to put things. And like, there's only so many people, like so many, like, it's not that we don't want to hire more people, but honestly, we live in a small town and it's hard to find good help. And we have gone through many employees that couldn't keep up with our demand. They couldn't keep up with our pace. They couldn't keep, it was stressful for them. It's high, pace. Like, we're open to talking to our employees, like, how can we help or what can we do or whatever. But we just, like, it's hard to find good help. And it takes a lot of training because we want to make sure that we wrap your packages well. We want to make sure that we check over the tray lids, that they're not just immediately falling off. We want to check over the stoppers. So there's a lot of quality control that goes in with it. And
I can attest to that. I was in the office. I packaged and I tried to clean the freaking trays. Like, I know.
I was just like, Tanya, how about you help me with this?
And I was like,
you can't do trays anymore.
No.
You can't do trays. So yeah. So we, so it takes a lot of training to, train new employees and everything like that. So we're, Jamie and I were actually talking about tonight about hiring someone else to kind of help with, like, to kind of be like a assistant and help me with things, because it's gotten to be where I had breathing room and then now we've gotten busy again. And so, like, I don't have as much breathing room. And so I need more help with, claims or answering all the messages and emails. And because it's like we're on different mediums. And so everybody's contacting us in different places. And so help with that. And then also to help with, quality control, checking orders and stuff like that. And yeah, so we're looking into getting another employee, which will help us because we did order more printers. But that's the other thing is, so we only have so much space. We only have so much help. And then it's also like, we only have so much time, and it takes a lot of time to change the printers and to then, like, check over, the trays and stuff like that. Like, it takes, and Tanya was telling you a little bit about that. Like, it takes a lot of time. So it's a big time commitment. So it's not just your order, like your tray comes off the build plate and that's it. Like, no, a lot of times there's like extra filament piece that we have to clip off. There's like little, I call them like spider webs, like in the corners, there'll be little like extra filaments here that we have to get rid of. The cover
that I can do. That I can do.
Yeah. Like cover minders have like little extra like filament pieces on them. So it doesn't just come off the printer and it's good to go.
No,
like it doesn't.
No.
And so it takes a lot. So, we're doing the most we can. And we're not expanding, but we're also not going to overcommit and, let this take over, which it does. It's taken over, but like, we don't need to make it worse.
Maybe I can expand a little bit on that.
Yeah.
Like, when I first met Nicole, it was short before she went and spent a couple of weeks in the hospital.
Oh,
and And at that point we were acquaintances, and like we were in like talking, but we were not like friends as we are now.
Yeah.
And I was listening to her talking about all the things that she needed to do every single day, and how she didn't have time even to go to the doctor. Like
Yeah.
that, those are things that are priority.
Yeah.
And she didn't have time to go to the doctor. She didn't have time to eat. She, like, it was bad. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was bad. And
Yeah.
then the business kept growing, and like she cares so much about what people feel about the business and about the product, that
Mhm.
it's actually like she cries
Yeah.
whenever people are not happy, and she really stresses. And I'm not kidding. I'm being like quite honest and candid here.
Yeah.
So, and I've been there. I've been there trying to calm her down, and trying to find like ways to help her like rearrange things and stuff. And the expansion was one of those things that made things like, she knew it was necessary, but it also was like, but
Way stressful.
what am
Yeah.
I getting into? Like,
Oh yeah.
is this actually going to work? Am
Yeah.
I going to have a business? Is like, because like people are not always kind, and I'm not talking about you guys, but people are not always kind. And then she was answering this like really rude comments and things, and I was like, no, you have to do this. You have to get the business building, and you have to do this because the business is going to continue growing.
Yeah.
And there, here we are,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Almost.
It's been like 8 months.
Uh. Oh man, I don't even know. When did we get the? Because my mom helped us.
Yeah,
Was it July? August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Yeah, like maybe July or August. So like,
yeah,
yeah,
maybe,
9 months,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah. 8 9 months, and
Yeah.
business keeps growing, and people keep getting everything, and they are doing so much,
Yeah.
and they
Oh, and
they
that's
get
the
a little
other
bit of
thing.
breathing space, and then they lose it.
Well,
The
that's
other
the
thing.
other thing. So, you guys, I don't know if you saw the post, but like we had record-breaking numbers of people on the website. Like there were 215 that I saw. There could have been more than 215 at our first release. We normally have like maybe 100 people. So we had double the amount of people on our first release. On our second release, we normally have roughly 60, 70 people. When I saw it at one point, it was 167. So it's like almost 3 times as many people that were on.
Mhm.
So it's not even like it just like we can't maybe not everyone was going to buy that was on, but like that's how many people were on the site. And so the reason it sold out so fast was, yes, I get it's rainbow, but also it's because there were 2 and 3 times as many people on as there normally are.
Mhm.
So like just to kind of give you some perspective on that. Let me check chat real quick. Miss
Yeah.
Krista said, almost missed the live. I'm here. Amanda says, Nicole, you and Jamie are rocking it. I made a fatal mistake the other day. My 10-year-old nephew was over and we were talking about his Legos and I lent him a tray and he wants a few. Nice. Jamie uses the trays for his Legos. He likes using the match
Mhm.
tray for his Legos. Let's see. Tina's here. Tima. OMG, I
Hi,
bet Miss
Tina.
L was busy listing new drill colors. Nice. You can watch the replay. Sharon, Tanya, what type of pen and wax are you using? She was using the Bella Minder, the Bella tool. And then she's using, I think she has glue dots in them or putty.
Yes, I only use glue dots in my single placers, and I use blue tack in the
Glue tech, that's what it is.
multiplacers. And my pen, these pens are all from Donna Bass. And I have a couple of my other pens over here, but these are the ones that I'm using for this canvas. And
glue
I
dots are
always
awesome.
use glue dots. Yeah.
We did a video while she was here with us, Brandy. If you want to look back in our YouTube, we did a video on glue dots. If you want to check that out. Chantel is here. Good to see you. Mary Lou says I just ordered some multi-placers and colors. Nice. Joey says, "Oh, we love you, Nicole. Thanks." Jess says, "I just saw your post on Instagram about the traffic to the site. People can help but buy out awesome trays and accessories," says Krista. Brandy says she has glue dots. Yep. Since you have mermaids, I'd love to see dolphin items too. Yeah, we tend to do things that go along with events, is like our first priority, especially if we're sponsoring or supporting an event or doing our own event. And then we try to do other things as we can. So let's see. Teresa says, if I've ever said anything that hurt you, I truly apologize and ask for your forgiveness. I don't think I've ever said anything bad, but I want to make sure I apologize if I ever did say anything. I love your products and I'm thankful to be able to get some. Well, I appreciate it. I don't know if you did either. But thank you. Brandy says, I never saw the video. I kept waiting for it. If you go on our YouTube, when were you here? Was it November? December? November. Yeah. So if you go back to like November on our
December, the first week.
Oh, that's right, because it was after Black Friday, so that you could help us out with that. Yeah, so go back to beginning of December, and you will see the video there.
Let me place. I'm gonna post the link.
Okay,
I'll be back.
She's gonna post it. Let's see. Holly says, I know you only list what you can print within your specified time period. Curious about how many of that is. I don't know, honestly, the answer to that question. It's total like hundreds of trays, because like the tray sets have technically 3 trays in them. And then we have the max trays, and then we're also doing the long trays, and the Thingiverse trays are just kind of as we have a printer available. So yeah, I'm not sure of an exact number, but it's like hundreds of trays altogether. Because we list them as sets, but then we list them as 2 smalls and larges too. But we normally list the sets more than the smalls and the larges. But I never like pay attention. I never remember like how many we're listing, but we have to figure out like how many rolls of filament we have. We have to weigh, like, because they weigh different, like the different filaments weigh differently. And so we have to weigh like the sets or the smalls or the largest, figure out how many grams they are. And then the max trays and the other trays. And then we look at how many times we can feasibly change the printers, because a lot of times we're running 24/7, like always changing the printers, because I'm up late and then Jamie's up early, and then we have help during the afternoon. But sometimes that's just not possible. And so we kind of look at, and then the weekends, like we try not to overdo it anymore. So we may not change it as often then, because honestly, we're trying to catch up on sleep on the weekends. Like we just go the entire week because we want to get the orders out to you, but then we like try to, take it easy on the weekends so that we're not killing ourselves as much anymore. But we're still, doing the live. We're still trying to figure out, order anything that's needed for that week. We're still going through things, checking emails, all that stuff. So we don't not work on the weekends. We just try not go 24/7 on the weekends. So we look at, what's coming up that week, or what appointments I have to where maybe I can't stay up, past, till midnight to change the printers and stuff like that. So we just kind of look at within our window, how many times can we change the printers? And printers go down. There was a time there, like a month and a half ago, when printers were breaking left and right. And honestly, it's because these are hobby printers and we're running them commercially. And they're just going 24/7. And it's a lot more hours than these printers are probably used to. So it was like a month and a half ago, they were breaking like left and right. And we took a trip. And so they, you know, printers broke while we were gone and they weren't changing them as often, stuff like that. So we have to look at how many printers are broken at the time, if Jamie has time to fix them and stuff like that. So hopefully that answers your question. I don't have an exact number, but it's hundreds. Like it's not just 40 trays that we're listing. It's not.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
A lot.
A lot of trees to go through. Let's see. Sandy says, I love the Elma surprise. Exciting to see what's coming next. Yeah, so we will have new colors. Well, we'll have new colors to a lot of people on Saturday. I'm not sure if we release these colors in tray sets. I have to look back at the spreadsheet to see if we have or not. But let's see. Oh, Brandy says she remembers when you were here. I didn't catch the brand name of the pens you're using. Can someone provide a link? Yeah, she can put the link in there to
Yep.
Donna's website or her Facebook page.
Of course.
I've missed all the other rainbow releases, but got a few this time. Yep, you did. I will try to get the others next release, but boy, does my adrenaline really kick in with my heart increasing and heart racing, crazy feeling. Yeah, it was intense for you guys. It was intense for us. Like we were like, wait, what? There's no more available. And I just like was immediately dreading because I knew the amount of like emails and messages I was going to get. And then it just kind of like blew up in the Facebook page as far as like how many comments and messages there were. So like it was intense for sure. But the rainbow was, and it's not that we didn't prepare for the release, because rainbow we know is normally popular. We do, and we listed more than we normally list, and we only did rainbow so that we didn't do another color so we could just list rainbow. So like we did everything we could to give as much opportunity as we could, but like I said, we had 2 and 3 times the amount of people on the website as we normally do, and so it just like that was it. Like it sold out. Let me see. Yeah, so Saturday we'll show the colors for Tuesday's release, and we'll evaluate like where we're at with printing the rainbow trays and see how much we can list of the trays. But we'll be back to where we'll have the 3 divider tray, the max tray, and the tray sets in the 2 colors. And we'll do that for this next week's release. So we'll show that to you on our live on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or you can watch it afterwards. Let me see if I missed anything on my notes. Oh yeah, and I said, I wrote notes myself. You're committed when these trays are amazing. And the only reason I have these is because there's imperfections that affect functionality. So we put in all of our listings, we put in our things and everything that there are imperfections with 3D printing because it's kind of being handmade by a printer. And there's no reason to stop, a print 5 hours in when it has, an imperfection, but it doesn't affect functionality.
Like there, you can see that it has a little bit of a scratch.
Or a scratch, yeah.
Sometimes that doesn't affect.
There falls in too. And if you really, I don't want to say, if you don't want imperfections, don't purchase. We attempt to not have imperfections, but again, if a tower has some, bubbles in it or something because of the filament, but it's completely functional, we test it with trays in it and everything, we're not going to not send a tower that spent 14 hours printing just because of some imperfections that don't affect functionality. So I'm using these trays because they're, I forget where this one is. I think it's on the bottom. So these are the only trays that I currently have from the Amazing Rainbow. And unless we have some other prints that aren't good, I'm not even going to be keeping rainbow trays until we can get more filament in. Like, that's how committed I am, you guys. That's how committed I am, that Tanya knows best. And anyone who's been with us for any length of time, I never even had trays myself. Like, I used to be like, oh, we got to get this order out, and so I'll give up my trays. And so, you know, oh, or we're doing scratch and dent, and I want people to be able to have them, so I gave up my trays. So, like, this is the first time that I normally have trays of any sort of releases. And then I'm committed to giving you guys like as many opportunities to purchase the rainbow trays as possible, and wait until we can get the filament, hopefully in May, if that filament comes through. And then I'll have my, you know, sets like every color possible there. But that's how committed I am to you guys.
When I came to her house, to visit, like it was disgraceful. Like the first actual set that she got was the first of the new design,
the brand new one. Yeah,
the brand new one. And that's when she said to Jamie, listen, I have to have at least one tray of each color. Like, I have to have them. Yeah. And I was like, you deserve them.
Like, I want to be, everyone, you know, kits up into their trays. I'm like, I want to be able to kit up into my trays. I want that experience. I love my towers and being able to just pull one of the, you know, trays out and then pour it into my tray and use it. So, you know, a lot of times I'm working out of that or the storage containers, but like, I really would love to just work out of trays. So, you know, that I'm getting there. I've got a whole stash and it's taking over my dining room table, and I've got scratch and dent towers that do affect functionality. So, you know, I'm using those and everything. But yeah, that's how committed I am, you guys. Brandy says, I have something to talk about to Nicole about that is totally positive. Do you prefer email or messenger? Either one. You can message me on either one. I'd love to get a rainbow set, but this past Tuesday was not a good day for me to be online, so I missed out. Well, in roughly 2 weeks, we'll make announcements about it, but in roughly 2 weeks, well, it's not 2 weeks anymore because it's almost Friday. The 22nd, we're hoping to relist rainbow trays. We're just waiting on the filament to get here, and then we'll be able to list it. But it definitely won't be next week. We'll have other colors for next week, 2 colors, and then hopefully it'll be that week after. And we will be imposing a 2 per variant listing with that tray release. And so if you've already purchased and you purchase 2 or more of whatever the variant is, then you will not be able to purchase any, you know, over that. And if you purchase, then I'll make sure that I email you and let you know that I'll be canceling your order. But most of our customers will pay attention to our social media. They'll look, because I'll have it plastered everywhere as far as what the limit is and everything. But unfortunately, the website is, it's not user friendly sometimes. And so if you purchase once and then you purchase again, then you can get over the limit. And so, and since we're doing kind of a different limit than we had last time, since we're doing the 2 per variant, then, you know, people might not know and they'll order, but I will definitely, like, you know, message the person first and let them know.
And if you already got your trays and you're not in a hurry, remember that the colors come back. Remember that there are a lot of people that couldn't get the trays last release. So if it's in your heart and you're willing to wait a little bit to get your trays, just let the other ones have like a chance to buy a couple of trays.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of new customers in the group.
There is
a lot.
Yeah, a lot of new people to the group for sure. I mean, that was just evident by having 215 on the page when normally 100. So, you know, it's definitely evident that they're new people. Brandy says scratch and dent. Yes, I'm getting to that. It's just been insanity. So we're getting closer to the scratch and dent. We got all of these scratch and dent boxes, which, and I've explained this before. Usually our scratch and dent, we don't do too much where it affects functionality, but with this scratch and dent, we did say that some functionality may be affected. So it might be like a spot in the corner of the tray. So you can't use that tiny corner. So I'm going to discount it. But the rest of the tray is usable, but we're going to, the most of it, we're going to try to, have it where it's still fully functional. But it's hard to just throw things out, like to just like have a tray and just throw it out. Like that's hard. Like we care about the environment. We don't just like to throw things out. Do you have one?
I'm gonna show you my scratch and dent, because I got a couple of scratch and dents when I was in
well, because you wanted silk colors and you're like, this is
yeah, I know
silk you have left, so I'm taking them.
I had to have it. Look, listen, look at this.
Yeah.
So I have
but
to
it doesn't
glue
even
it.
affect functionality, because
It doesn't.
honestly, you
it
could
doesn't.
pull it off and it'd still be a fully functioning tray.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't stack like nicely with the other ones. So
yeah.
I'm not pulling it off. I'm waiting for because I have to get some
super glue,
Gorilla Glue or something.
Yeah, super glue.
Yeah, some super glue, because all I have is nail glue, and that is not going to work. So
no.
I'm gonna get a little bit of super glue, and I'm going to fix this.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
like some of the towers, like this, literally just has like this, because there should be notches here and like a little bit of extra room, so it stopped printing. So this is like a 85% done.
Yeah,
so it works. Like you can put the trays into it and they're still completely in there, like no problem. So like these are kind of some of the things that will be in there. So we're doing it two ways. One is we're going to have scratch and dent boxes where and they're mystery boxes. So like we just packaged it with a bunch of trays. We packaged it with like a tower. It might be a bag holder that doesn't have the dividers that fit as well in it. It might be cover minders that are scratch and dent. And so every box is different, but they do have a bunch of trays in them. A lot of them have the 2.0 trays. I think almost all of them have the 2.0 trays. So if you happen to like the 2.0 trays and you don't mind scratch and dent, and where some of it might be, functionality affected, then you'll want to purchase those. But they are going to be at least 50% off. So like I just added up everything that was in the box, what the normal price would be, and cut it in half. So like it'll at least be 50% off, if not a little bit more. And then we're going to have, we've been taking pictures. So we're going to have towers that are scratch and dent. What?
If you don't know the difference between the 2.0 and this is the difference. The 2.0 has the spout inside. This comes in the way when you're multiplacing, so it's but people love them. I actually love them.
This is 1.0. This is where it had the corner spout, but the lid sat on top of it and it didn't slide in, and it just sat on top, and you could not stack on the smalls. It didn't have the lip, and so you couldn't stack the smalls. You can only stack on top of the largest. So this is 1.0. This is the original version.
And this is a 2.0.
Yeah.
With the lids that slide in.
Yeah.
And this is the 3.0. 3.0. Yeah.
Which is probably mostly our last version. Like we've done like every upgrade we can possibly think of for these trays. So yeah, you can multi-place a lot easier because it doesn't have that corner spout in the way. And then it has, the stopper and everything, which people wanted, with like not having the corner to try to figure out like how to pour it out. It's, it has it in the middle, and then you can, pull it out. And Jamie did it to where it has a ramp in it. So even if you lose the stopper, which I lose mine all the time, then you can still use your tray even if you lose your stopper, which
maybe you can see it there.
You see my purple here. I don't know where the stopper is. Oh, here's my other rainbow. I don't know where the stopper is on that one.
Here.
So
you can see that it's a little bit like it has. a little bit of an angle here.
Yeah, so it angles up. He did it that way so that if you lose your stopper, then it doesn't affect functionality. Let me see if anybody says anything. So yeah, so we're getting close to scratch and dent, being able to list those. It's been a huge undertaking. I don't know that we're going to do that much anymore because I don't know that it's worth our time. Honestly, paying the employees and doing it myself and figuring out the numbers and figuring out what percentage is affected and all that, like, it's time value of money is probably not really worth it to do them. So we're looking at ways to try to recycle the filament instead of doing the scratch and dent. So this might be the last time that you'll get scratch and dents. Not a promise. It might happen, but the reason it's been put off so much is because it's a huge undertaking. And we're concerned with getting new colors out to you guys and getting new cover reminders out to you guys, than just trying to do scratch and dent trays. So let's see. I have one tray. My butterfly is bubbly. I just call her my special girl. Yeah. So, So the butterfly does not affect functionality at all. But yeah, it might just be bubbly. That's cute. I love that. This says it really is awesome to be able to get up into the trays. Yeah, I hope to be able to do that one day. Krista says there's always a lot of new people to the group. It's always great. Yeah, I mean, we have almost 3,400 people in the Facebook group. We have, I think it's almost 3,500 followers on Instagram. We have like 700 or 800 followers on TikTok. And then the Facebook page, which is different from our group, has over 5,000 followers set. So we're always growing. People are always finding us. And so, there's always new people. The adrenaline rush is hard because of adrenal fatigue. So can't do that often. And even excitement is perceived as stress to my body. However, rainbow equals worth it. Very sorry for the stress. Nobody likes stress, trust me. Like all those poor cover minders the other day. You needed their little magnet. We did. So we were running low on magnets, and we had all of these like half printed, roses were only this far printed, or the teacups were short, or the spokes on here, because this is actually it's not a scratch and dent. This is come on, where's the camera? So this was it came off the printer, so I can't use this hole, but I can use the rest of it because I actually like to hold on to it and push it down too. So I don't really mind it. But yeah, so it's like things like this, that it was one or two that weren't functional, and so the pile may have looked like there was a lot of functional cover minders in there, which they could be, but they're a little mangled. So, but yes, we, for whatever reason, shipments are just taking forever, even from Amazon, for anything. And so we were waiting on magnets come in, and we needed them. And so I was on conference calls with my volunteer stuff, and I was like, okay, I have this pile that has been sitting on the floor for a while, so I'm going to get it out, and I'm going to dig out the magnets for, which I put them in a box. So hopefully if we come up with like a recycling solution, then I could put them in there too. Let's see. I love my 2.0 trays, says Krista. I think you should auction off the boxes. Interesting. I don't know if
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I would say, because it seems to be a good idea, but auctioning things means a lot of work.
Yeah. So there's going to be probably just put on the website. We do have pictures of what is in the boxes, because if with the scratch and dent boxes or anything else that's scratch and dent, if it gets to you and it's not in the same shape that we sent it in, like they're in broken, mangled pieces or, things like that, then we're going to do an insurance claim on them, but they can only cover what you paid for it, and then we will just refund you. So if we send a box, which trust me, they're completely bubble wrapped like we would normally bubble wrap anything, so they should be safe. You all know that we mummify them, as people say. I think Holly was in here earlier, and she's the one who says it's like they mummify the everything.
The packages.
So we package them up well, but if for some reason things get broken, then we have the pictures so that we can make the claim with the insurance company. But if you get them and functionality is affected, but it's how we sent it, like that's what you paid for, like all sales are final, but we do have pictures if not. So, but yeah, I bet better returned. Better return for time with a set reserve. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Brain says, all right, ladies, officially my bedtime. Good night. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for your kind words. I'll look forward to your message or email. Whichever one you want to send me on. What do you use in your single and multi-placers? So in my single placer, I use a glue dot. And then in my multi-placers, I use Not Your Mama's Mud. I use the unscented stuff. And I mean, it's like a wax. I mean, it is a wax, right?
The Not Your Mama's Mud? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a wax.
It's a waxy putty.
Yeah, so that's what I use in my multi-placers, but sometimes they're like, it's super sticky, so I have to like get it a little bit not super sticky. But yeah, okay. So does anybody have questions before we like hop off? I know I talk a lot. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully it's been helpful information. If you're just joining us, make sure that you watch the replay. It'll go up on Facebook and YouTube, and you'll be able to see everything that goes into the business. I answered questions as best as I could. You'll find out about rainbow releases. Yeah. But does anyone have... we have a rewards point system. If you're not signed up for it, it's just like Diamond Art Club. We have a rewards point system. So you get 100 points for signing up. You get a point for every dollar spent. And then on your birthday, I think as long as you do it 30 days before your birthday, then you get points for your birthday too. But if you put in the wrong birth date, I think, because we had a customer that I'm like, I don't know how it works on your side, because we pay for app extensions. So Shopify is where our website's through, and then we pay to be able to have these extra things. So like we pay for an app to have the reward system. We pay to have you guys leave us reviews. We pay to have you be able to have accounts to log into and everything. So this is extra things that we have on there that we feel sets us apart. I don't know of any other 3D printer company that offers rewards. If you know of someone, let me know. Not that it really matters, but there's just no one else, as far as we know, that offers rewards for your purchases. So, we do that. Plus you're supporting an active duty military family. Jamie is active duty. I know everyone's like, he has another job. Like he does. He has a full-time job. He has a day job besides this job. And that is his day job where he, serves his country. So he is active duty military. He's not retired yet. We've got like 2 years now. We're at the countdown mode. So we've got 2 years left. So you're supporting a military family. This might be, something that we end up, he goes full time once he's retired. If you guys keep purchasing and you guys keep sharing and people, keep purchasing and stuff. So there's that. And then we, if you're US, I know like Tanya's not in the US, she's in Mexico, but she can appreciate that we're a US company and we support other US companies. Like I know she appreciates it. So, can understand that. Like you can understand why that's important to us. And so, we believe in supporting other US companies. So most of our filament comes from US companies. And then the other thing is we're a small business and, we volunteer in the community. I've been dealing with all day, which is another reason why the last few days have been stressful, because our registrations for the softball league, that's a nonprofit that I'm actually the executive director for. I volunteer as doing that to run the entire thing. I'm a little bit crazy sometimes. But the 9th was the last date to register. And so I've been getting like a million emails and calls and everything. Can I register and wait? And I've got to put together the teams. I've been reaching out to people, to get volunteer coaches, to get sponsorships so that we can, lower the cost of the fees. And we actually donate to the league. And I think you guys saw last year, I auctioned off a bunch of like my diamond or my butterfly paintings for our event, which I probably should do again. And we donate all that money to the league. So we volunteer in the community. We eat out a lot because we don't have time to cook. So we support the local community because we're always eating out. Tanya knows. She came and she cooked a whole bunch for us. She's just like
a lot of things.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to leave all these things and then I'm going to put them in the freezer and stuff for you. And then she brought all kinds of rice and beans from Mexico for us and everything. So like, yeah, eating, like we eat out a lot. So your money goes to support the community too. And we volunteer. I actually volunteer with my sorority and I serve as an advisor. So I donate to my national organization every month and volunteer with that. So yeah, we're always volunteering, giving back. Let's see. Love Not Your Mama's Mud and Randa's Putty, said Crystal. I haven't tried Randa's yet. Don't forget to join #BelleArtsDP Along group for this month's event and next month. It's March and April. Thank you, Krista, for including that. Sandy G says your suggestion using washi tape on the light pack cover to tighten tray lids is awesome. Works great. I have 6 cats that want to be included, so I needed reinforcement for the trays. Yeah, so if you these fall off way too easily. Oh yeah, so do these. There's some. I think I have some. I mean, the lid, if you're shaking it and stuff, like it should, I don't want to drop the drills everywhere. But if for some reason your lid is not as tight as you want it to be, I do have a trick that a customer shared with us. And basically you use thin washi tape and you put it on either side. And then you like use your fingernails to push it down, but it's the thin washi tape so that it's not too thick for the grooves. And then that makes it like reinforces it for sliding into the lids, which Jamie was the first one who created the sliding lids as well too. Jamie, I call him an artist. I said to the other day, I was like, you're such an artist, because he created something. He's like, I'm not an artist. I was like, you are. You design things. Like, you're an artist. You're a designer. And so, yeah, like it's different with like shipping, like with the being exposed to different temperatures sometimes can change it. Because trust me, we check, and this is why it takes this time, we check every tray before it leaves us. Like, we check every tray, we check the lids, we check the stoppers, we check the inside of the trays, we make sure there's no extra filament in there. Like, we check them all. So if it gets to you, and like this one I'm not sending because the lid falls off too easily. If the lids but sometimes like in shipping, then the heat might cause it to shrink, or I'm not entirely sure, but it's like, I literally, like, we check them. I don't know what happens sometimes. And it's like a happy medium, because we don't want it to where you can't even get the lid off of it. So we can't have them be too tight to where you can't even get the lid off it. But forewarning, the rainbow that is going out right now, they are a little bit tighter because of the different type of filament that it is. So it might be like a little bit tighter, but it should loosen up over time. But if for some reason your lids fall off too easily, or they're not to your liking of staying on ability, I don't know what you call that, then I do have, a hack. Jamie calls washi tape like the, what did he say? Washi tape is the duct tape of the crafting world. Yeah. So that's what he calls it. So yeah, so you can use the washi tape, the thin washi tape, and it'll hold the lids on even stronger. Washi tape on the towers help as well. I forget what goes on what month. I need to start using either my notebook or calendar. I'm everywhere. That's okay. Washi tape on the towers, is that for the back of? Crystal, let me know where you're using the washi tape on. Maybe it's if they're different trays that aren't our trays. and they fall out the back. I'm wondering, because like the smalls fit in here and you don't even need, maybe she's doing it for like the front, using like a little bit of washi tape for the front. So if she happens to knock it forward, but you can also use those sticky pads. When I'm at my crafting table, I just use the sticky pads under this, and those suckers, like these, the towers will not go anywhere. And if you put your tray on one of those things, it won't go anywhere either. But if you're trying to get it off of your canvas or off of the sticky pads, make sure you put the lid on first and hold the lid on and then pull your tray off.
Please do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have a tragedy.
Yeah. And the lid is not just there for show or for the pretty butterfly. We did this so that people knew which way was up, so we weren't getting so many messages about why my lid doesn't fit. Like it's not because we were trying to brand. It's because we were trying to limit the amount of emails that I had to respond to on my tray lid doesn't fit. And then it's like, are you doing this? Oh, yes. So that's why it's on there. But anyways, use the lid when you're pouring out drills. It helps immensely if you just use the lid and pour them. I see so many people that, you know, are on their YouTube and they do like this and they're emptying out. I was like, no, just use the lid. Makes it so much. You know, you always want to come through and be like, I'll help you. So yeah, use the lid. It helps. Like on the sides so they don't fall over if you don't have the clip things. Oh, she's saying, so if I don't make a mess, I'm going to get out before I really make a mess. So the 3 divider towers, Jamie hasn't been able to design the clip. He has to redesign it. So the 3 divider towers, because these were originally designed for a 3 divider trays, but you can actually fit the smalls and the larges in there, which isn't this so pretty? It's so pretty. I have trays. I'm going to kit up a diamond painting into these next. I'm using these. But so we don't have clips for these yet. So I think that's what Chris is talking about, is you can use a bit of washi tape to wrap it around and then hold the towers together. And I guess you could use them even for the towers that we have clips for, because like we have clips for the small towers, which this one isn't fully printed, but we have little clips that clip in on the sides, and it holds the towers together. So I think that's what she's talking about. I was like, I don't know where else to use washi tape, because the trays, if you're using our trays, these towers are designed and meant for our trays, so they shouldn't fall out too easily of the back or the side. It's just, yeah, to hold them like that. But yeah, so Tanya's like, yeah, here's our diamond painting video, planning video. Yeah, you'd be proud of me. I've been using my planner. Sometimes
it makes my life easier. Like
yeah.
I can't, of course, I'm in a no event mood, but it makes my life easier. Like I know exactly when I'm going to do what and what. Like if I want to do one canvas, I can see what I'm going to use it. Like it works for me. So I'm sharing my knowledge and my experience and my link.
Yeah. So yeah. So does anyone else have any questions? I could talk forever, because I mean, it's nice to have some, you know, sort of human contact, because Jamie, you know, has to go to bed at 6 p.m. and then he's up when I'm going to bed, and then he's gone working his Air Force job, and then he gets off and then he's working this job, and we're doing different things. He's fixing printers and I'm working on orders, or, you know, doing customer service stuff. And so, you know, we don't, and then we get like an hour maybe of like, hey, how are you doing? Before it's like, and he's doing his class right now, which thankfully, I think he's in his last week for this class right now. So he has one more class to finish his degree, but I'm like, please just don't do it right now. He's like, but, and I was like, no, please just, we need a break. We need a break. We need to not have to factor in homework time in that too. So that'll give us a little bit of breathing room coming up soon. But yeah, so that's the other thing. Yeah, he's doing schoolwork. So it's the other thing that keeps us busy and why we can't just do like 1,001,000 trays. We try, trust me, we try, but we can only
And it has to stop. Like it
Yeah.
has to stop.
Yeah.
Now I do
work
want to say one thing. Like
Yeah.
I know that most of us know what's going on, and most of us are really kind and courteous and well mannered. And if you see something, a comment that is hurtful or is not well intended, report it.
Yep.
Please report it so I can get really quick to the site and I can find the things, and then I can actually mod. Because
Yeah.
if things, I don't see every single post, and I don't answer to everything that is posted on the, because there's a lot of pages, there's a lot of groups. So if you
And
help,
it doesn't always notify you.
yeah, it doesn't always notify me. So if you find something that is not how we are, because Nicole said it at the beginning, we are family. And although we can be maybe a little bit mad with each other or at each other at some point, we try to keep it respectful, and we try to keep it courteous, and like we try to be good to one another. And if you see something that is just not okay, report it. Just report it to the mods. I'll jump in real quick and I'll fix it before the drama starts. Because if we start answering and we start fighting with people that don't agree with us, or that have a different opinion, like it's not going to be constructive. It's going to be destructive for us as a community.
Yeah.
So don't even try. Let me handle it. I can anonymously do whatever needs to be done, so Nicole doesn't stress and you guys don't have to fight battles that are worthless.
Yeah. We do appreciate everyone who helps, though. Like,
of course,
answering people and telling people yes, their shipping windows 1.5 to 2.5 weeks. Like you ordered yesterday, you just have to wait for.
Yeah, because most people actually, like, if they are asking a question, if they are making an inquiry, that's not disrespectful. Like disrespectful is like people trying to like diminish the work that we all do, because I consider myself part of the family. So we all work a lot. And
so bedtime was 2 hours ago. Well, thanks for staying up with us. Sweet dreams. Yeah. No, it just
I can do it.
She's been immeasurably, what is it, like, man, I can't think of the words, like just like helpful, and she helps with the business from afar, and she's always my sounding board, and she helps out modding the groups, and gives her time of that and everything. So we appreciate her, which is why she gets trays when she comes here. And vendor. She was like, when she was here helping us, because she'd been helping with graphics and been helping with things and everything. So while she was here, I'm like, all right, what do you need? She's like, well, I need a pen holder, and I need a bag holder, and I need these trays. And so we're like, okay. And so we made everything while she was here to take back with her, and I've got to make a bunch of stuff and send to her now. But yeah, so like, we appreciate you, and that's why it's easy to have you on to help me when I'm trying to talk about stuff when Jamie's not available and everything. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. Oh my god.
Let's see, some people just like to waste other people's times by being trolls. Be sure to report to admins, not Facebook. Because if you hit the report button too much in a group, then it can get like the group shut down. So all you have to do is just like message one of the admins, mostly Tania, and she can help you. So, and you can tag the admin too. You can say like at,
Yeah, if you tag me, I get the message right away, and I can just like jump in, see what's going on, and kill the drama before it gets out of control. Because there's no use of you guys wasting your valuable time trying to answer things that don't make sense, because most of these people are not even customers. They are not part of the community. So because people in our group are really nice. So
we have a great group.
Yeah, we have a great group. So most of these people are not even part of the group. They are not part of the community. They have never bought. They don't use the trays. They don't know what they are talking about. And most of the time, it's only a matter of seconds for me, and you don't have to fight fights that are not worth fighting.
Yeah, it's not worth arguing with people and stuff like that. But
no.
But and you can always like if you see like a customer service like thing too, because we don't always see them, because like I admin a lot of groups as well as have our group, and then now with all the events and stuff, so like I just can't get to everything on Facebook, and my notifications, like it doesn't show me everything, and so I don't always see it. So if you see something that's like a customer service question, like if you can answer it, great, but if not, then you can always just send them to the sales@bellaartdaynicole.com. You just can you can even screenshot. I think it's like rule 1 or something. So you can even like screenshot, and then you can like send it to
to me,
or you can screenshot and say like, hey, this is where you can contact them at customer service or something like that. That makes it a lot easier. Cheryl says, I'm snoozing people or groups as I don't like the nasty going on. Respect is of the utmost importance to me. I want to enjoy the events and discussions, not the nasty. I love your channel.
Of course.
We're so glad you do. Yeah, we just, I mean, because we talked about it earlier, like I'm a very emotional person. And so like the drama just gets to me on a personal level sometimes. And it just like affects me, and it's not worth it to, any of our mental health for it. And so, we try to not have it, but it's inevitable sometimes. It happens. It's inevitable, but we try to not have it happen in our group or channel or anything. Brandy says, Nicole, I tried using the curve tip with squares and it wasn't working for me. Are they meant for rounds only? I'm working on a square and I have the round in here. I was just talking too much and I'm not able to, or curved, and I'm working with squares. So you kind of have to like put the first drill down, and then when you curve it, you kind of have to push it backwards towards it.
Yeah, so, you have to like pull it back.
Yeah, where's the so you gotta have it on the curve, put it on the first one, and then instead of just curving it all the way across, which you would do with the rounds, you curve it and you kind of push it backwards. And that's how I use it with the squares. Because actually, I go back and forth between using the skinnies or using that, but I mean, it just went on there and all I did was push back. But then of course I got a bunch of wax too. My wax is not cooperating. I think it's the temperature in the house. It's not cooperating tonight.
I tried everything. I gave up. I'm using blue tack.
It usually works. Like I think it's just something with the temperature tonight. But
yeah. Humidity, maybe?
Yeah. I don't have too much humidity, but the temperature has been changing between hot and cold, like ridiculous.
Yeah.
So Megan says, I'm sorry that the rainbow drop turned out to be so negative for you. I was honestly excited for y'all. You work so hard to please everyone, do an amazing job. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it just
it was, but it was not negative. Like it wasn't negative. It's just like,
but all the disappointed messages were just not necessary. Like there was nothing that anybody could do about it. We couldn't have listed anymore. We actually, before listing time, were like, okay, can we try to list like another little bit? Like, and then at the second release, I was like, maybe we have enough time, we can list a little more. So we like tried to list as much as humanly possible, because we are humans and we can only do so much. So like we listed as much as we possibly could. And so it wasn't necessarily negative. It was disheartening with how many people were saying they were upset about it selling out so fast, instead of kind of like you, like being excited for us that they sold out so fast, which I get it. Disappointment. It sucks. Like if I miss a diamond painting, like it sucks, but I don't go on the pages and, you know, say, oh, you sold out, like how terrible. Like I don't do it. Like I don't even go on and like express my disappointment. But not everybody.
My favorite, like my actual favorite. This is just a marketing stunt.
Yeah.
Like, people, they are brainwashing you, and I was like,
yeah,
okay,
that was interesting. And that was from someone who's not a customer and was fairly new to the group, so we felt like maybe she was just trolling. But yeah, so like it wasn't that people are necessarily being mean or anything, but it was just kind of disheartening. And it made us feel bad, because there was literally no more that we could do, but we just felt bad that there was no more that we could do. You know, does that make sense? Like that's just, so it affected us emotionally, because we're just like, and me especially, he can compartmentalize because he's in the military and he's seen some things and done like, so he can compartmentalize, but I can't very well. And so, you know, I just take it to heart more. And so it affected me emotionally. And I was trying not to. Tanya was on it, Catherine, Julia, they were all like, stay off Facebook, just stay off, let us handle it. We'll talk to people. We'll tell them when the next release is, like, just stay off. And I don't want to make it look bad. Like, we are business owners and it is our business, but like, we're people too. We're not conglomerates, and we are dealing with this, and we do care. Like, we do care. I can't stress that enough. We care. And so it's just hard when it's like, I know that I did everything that we could, but people were wanting more. Like, it was just, so we're trying to make adjustments. So when we do the tray release for the rainbow in 2 weeks, it's going to be 2 per variant maximum if you're just joining us. So if you've already purchased above that 2 per variant, then you can't purchase again. And then, so if you purchase like 1 tray set in the first release from this last week, then you can purchase again. But if you've already purchased 4 sets, 4 max and 4 Thingiverse trays, then you can't purchase again. If you do, I will send you a message and say, I'm really sorry, but we have this, you know, maximum in force, and I'm going to have to cancel your order so someone else has the opportunity to buy it. And most businesses might not care about that. They might just care about the money, but we care more about our customers and kind of, you know, spreading the joy and people being able to have the opportunity to purchase the trays, and it not just be, you know, a handful of people that have, you know, them all. And some people were talking about, well, why don't you have it for your customers that can buy it first, kind of like DACV, you know, has their VIPs or whatever. Well, the majority of the people that bought were existing customers. So because the new customers don't necessarily know how to buy as fast as you guys do. And so there was an overwhelming more number of existing customers than there were new customers. So us putting something in place like that doesn't necessarily make much sense, because most of our original customers can get the trays. And a lot of our original customers already have a ton of trays, let's be honest. Yeah. I love you all. And I love that you keep buying. Like, it means a lot that you still want to buy more trays. But like, at the end of the day, a lot of, you know, existing customers have a bunch of trays. And so for them to be able to give someone else a surprise, you know, a chance to purchase is nice. And a lot of our existing customers do that. Even Tanya didn't purchase, she's like, on the next round, when you make trays, like, you can make me some. Like, she was just like, I was going to do it, but then I was like, no. So, we have amazing customers. And that's why I say we're like a family, because when we do put those limits in place, people follow them. Like, I don't normally have to cancel orders. And I did look just to make sure, because we had a bunch of new customers, and just to make sure that everyone, because it was so hectic that they didn't purchase above the limit, which someone said, it was so cute. I forget who it was, but she missed the first drop. So she told her husband about it. He created an account to get on at the second release to get her trays, and he got trays, and she actually was able to get trays too. So she sent me a message and she said, hey, these are under 2 different accounts. So can you cancel his, because I was able to get them. So, like, we have amazing customers that will tell us things like that. And it was so cute. I was like, that's so cute that he got them.
Yeah.
He, like, signed up so that he could get them for you. So it was cute. Let's see. Sharon says, you're right, Nicole. Not worth the stress out over rude people's comments. You and Jamie do a great job managing your business. Thank you. We appreciate it. Brandy says, I'll try that. Timo says, I'm sorry if I caused you any stress, Nicole. You did a little bit. I'll be honest, we did a little bit, but we worked it out. It's fine. I was able to, cancel. She accidentally ordered the wrong trays, and I was like, sorry, we don't have any more to sell you. Like, we literally sold out of the filament that we had. And so I was like, I can cancel the ones that you ordered on accident. And that was another one that I was able to, say, hey, there's a couple max trays available and stuff. So let's see. I was just surprised how quick it went. I blinked and it was sold out. So the second drop, I made sure to fly through checking. I was able to snag some. I was surprised to see all the negativity. Yeah, I mean, it was, but people, it's normal to get emotional and stuff, but negativity is upsetting. Positively is all the company needs. As a customer, we need to do our part to leave them for others if we were lucky enough to purchase this last time. Yeah, so we'll make it clear, like, that what the limit is, and that if you've already purchased and you've purchased to that limit, not to purchase above that. And we'll make sure that everybody knows what the limits are going into that, because that filament's not available anymore. It's like sold out. We were talking about it earlier. I searched for like hours trying to find it, and I'm still like, every day since then, I've been like trying to see if there's like another way for me to find this filament. And my father-in-law bought 2 rolls for himself personally, and he's actually going to mail them to us so that we can provide more trays for you guys. So we're doing everything we possibly can. So one, that's sort of part of the limit is, because we only have so many rolls that we could order. It's not available anymore. But I believe I found someone else who it looks like it's the fast color changing filament. So I ordered it. I ordered a bunch of it, but it won't be here until May. So it's just, and I feel like every time we do a color, someone else finds out what that color is and then like goes and buys it. Like, if it's popular, then someone else like goes and finds it. So I'm like, stop.
I wouldn't be surprised. If that's the case.
So if you see a whole bunch of fast color changing rainbow pop up on other tray printers coming up, then you know
why.
You know why they bought it before we ordered as fast as we could and from as many counts, because it was limited on how many we could buy. So we maxed it out. So we will list as much as we can, but we are going to enforce that limit to give others the opportunity, and just be cognizant of that 1.5 to 2.5 weeks after ordering. Especially since demand is high right now, and we're trying to list more so that we could, sell more to you guys. So it's the 1.5 to 2.5 weeks after ordering, or sooner. There's people who their trays have already shipped because they only ordered like 2 smalls, or they ordered like a set or something. And so there might be orders that are going out already. And also, tomorrow's Friday, and we don't ship on Saturdays and Sundays anymore. And so we might get out like a bunch of smaller orders tomorrow if we don't have the trays ready for those big orders that are in the order, like in line. Let's see. Tijuana Mama says, hi all. Hi, thanks for joining. We're getting off.
Hola, hola.
You can watch the replay. We have been well, by we, I mean, I've just been talking and Tanya's been getting a lot of her diamond painting done.
All of this.
She was here more for moral support and because I forget things easily with my health stuff and fibromyalgia brain. So she was here because I was like, I'm going to forget to say things, even though I have my list here. I was going to forget to say things. Is there anything else you can think of, Tanya, that people might need to know? Watch the replay because we talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Like play the replay while you're working on housework this weekend or, in the car or something. Watch the replay so that you can hear about our business because I talked about our upgrading, expanding the business, things we have coming up, like things that affect how many trays we can list, all kinds of things. So yeah, so if you just check.
Maybe let me do a very quick review of the tips to get the trays. And guys, like ask me how many times I've missed a tray release.
Yeah,
never.
In the beginning.
Never.
Yeah.
Oh, well, in the beginning, just because I didn't found you, and then I had to once I understood how it worked.
Yeah.
Never.
Then it was
ever.
Quick,
Yeah, it's just fast. I know how it works. So log in like 15 minutes early, put everything you want in your cart, log into your account. If you don't have an account, create an account and put everything else you want in your cart. Everything else, and be very, very conscious about what you want to buy. If you want a set, have the mind, find the place that there, the place in the store where the link is, so you can grab it fast. Just get acquainted with the site because you can get lost. And then put your payment information in the try to make a partial checkout without checking out, so you have all your payment information there. Review and make sure that your shipping information is correct. And then another tip, don't use PayPal. Just put your card information there. It's faster and you don't have to waste time with that. And just whenever, 2 minutes before the release time, refresh until you find them.
As close to release time as possible. We pay attention and we're okay, we've got 30 seconds, to list and stuff. We've almost got down to a science now. So it gets listed very closely to when the release times are 12:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m.
Yes. So you just refresh until you find them, put them in your cart, check out, don't look back, don't have buyer's remorse, just do it fast, quick. Yes, Tijuana Mama. Yes, Nicole ships to Mexico. I am the living proof that she does.
Yeah, she's in Mexico too.
It takes a little bit of time. It takes a while, but it will get her. It will get to you for sure.
Yep. So, all right, let's see. Brandy says, I was checking out the meaning of the badges and it's my Bella de Nicole anniversary. Started following March of 2021 and a few months after started my diamond painting. She meant obsession. Her diamond painting. Yeah. So, and we're thankful for you guys. I wasn't, I hope we kept this positive. I hope we kept this informative, but I did want to express that we are human beings and we have feelings, especially me. And, I take things to heart. And so, maybe just think about that before you post or send messages and stuff like that. And then just, hopefully I expressed everything and that this was helpful to you guys. So if you found this helpful, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button. You can subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell button, and then you'll be reminded when we go live or do videos, which our lives are on Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, almost Mountain Daylight Savings Time. Is that this weekend? It is.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is this weekend. Yeah. So it'll be Mountain Standard Time for Saturday, and then for tray release, it'd be Mountain Daylight Savings Time. But this Saturday, it'll be at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So we do have people that are watching from Facebook as well as YouTube and commenting. But if you find our YouTube channel and like and subscribe and all that, for unboxings or how-tos, or I had a video, if you want to check it out, that was helpful to a lot of new people for how to get trays during tray releases, which is some of the stuff that we covered here. Then yeah, so I think that's about it. Anyway, anything? No last minutes? No. Like forever speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, subscribe, like, hit that bell button. Don't forget to join the groups. Yep. We have follow our social media, because that's the other way to find out what we're releasing and if there's any limits imposed on the trays that are extra popular, and any other information. So we always post to like Instagram, Facebook, our Facebook page, and our Facebook group almost simultaneously. We normally get to post when the trays are live, and I didn't even get to do that this week. Did you see that? I didn't even get to do that because they sold out so fast. And we were surprised. Like, trust me, we planned for Rainbow being popular, but we did not think that it would be 200 plus people on the site on our first release. Like, we did not plan. We didn't anticipate that happening at all. So we did the best that we could. We listed all we could. Hopefully, oh, there's my alarm. I have to go to the office and change printers in like 30 minutes. That's my, you should start getting ready to go back to the office to change printers. So that's my cue for getting off. Thank you, Tanya, for being on here, for your support and help. Your alarm is about to go off. Yes. So sure. So yeah, my alarm is telling me that I need to get my shoes on and get my jacket and get anything that I need to take to the office with me and go to the office and change printers. So yeah, we planned for Amber to be popular, but not that kind of popular. Yeah, that was crazy. But hey, I hope you guys come for Tuesday's release. Like, the colors are still great, just because they're not rainbow. Like, I hope that we release great colors. So Nicole's going back to work and I'm going to bed. Yeah, pretty much. I'm always working. So
I am going to bed too, Julia. Yeah. Don't feel guilty. This lady has like serious sleeping problems. Serious.
I do.
Yeah.
It's my own fault. So yeah. So thanks everyone for joining. It's my genetics, insomnia. I've always had insomnia of some degree. But anyways, so thanks for joining. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this pop-up live, and it was great to have so many people popping in and out. So if you missed it, just make sure that you watch the replay, and there's wealth of knowledge. All right. Have a great night, everyone, and we will see you on Saturday at 1:30 p.m.
See you Saturday. Bye.
MST.